Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Now that I've done the difficult work of connecting this area of the server through the magic of the Nether to the mining district, I've got a lot of resource gathering and construction materials to assemble. So I'm going to get on that now, and hopefully I'll have something impressive to show you shortly. Time skip as I fall down a hill. Do you Tennessee what I see? I was looking at how this sand met this wall, and I thought, you know, howdy y'all, this looks kind of like East Tennessee over here. So then I got to thinking, like, you know, we were talking a lot about windows, got a ton of great comments about how we could do the windows in here. I thought, what if I made the windows the Grand Division of Middle Tennessee? Then we just stretch this out here and have kind of West Tennessee trailing out this way. Then, underneath here, we can extend this whole thing out to give it more of a ziggurat look. Look at this. The more tiers a ziggurat has, the less it has to cry about being inferior to other ziggurats. So, I started just kind of laying extra steps around here. I wanted to have it look really good from Cub Fan's point of view. So we can wave at him. Hi, Cub Fan. Have fun farming. You know, and we can kind of... Oh, look at this kelp. See, this is why it's so important to get a good layer of grass in here. No, glass in here to keep out the pesky weeds. Boom, there we go. We're just going to keep all that kelp at bay. Maybe down the line we'll somehow secure this better to get a stronger sense of place underneath here. But in the short term, I was thinking, you know, just getting a little bit of glass, a little bit of stone to establish the concept that this is not, whoa, a lone thing. This is something that, like, has more than just one tier. Now, in order to kind of really push this further, though, I was thinking, what if we got some stone bricks out? Oh no, it's getting dark. We should probably go to sleep before all the monsters come eat us. Dang it, bed. Where did you go? You have 4 legs, and I know that you like to wander to and fro. I hear a trident someone throws toward my head, which is where I need to bed. I need to head to bed, I said, or else I'm dead. And so I fled up this hill and into this furniture. Because when you're on a roll with your rhymes, it's good to burnish your skills by boxing yourself in and back out. Where's that guy with the trident? I want one of those. That's right. You can't strike me. I'm the Joe Hills man. I don't know why. Whoa. What's actually been deflecting those? Whoa, that is another trident and another, whoa, that is several other fellas. We are in the process now of absolutely fleeing for our lives. So let's continue this way, post-haste. Okay, we are going to ingest some potatoes that have been baked, and we will back slowly away. Do I have any arrows? You know what? You know what would be a good place to get arrows? Are these guys hitting each other? Will they drop tridents if they hit each other to death? I hate that you can't tell which tridents are retrievable and which ones are not. Because if I had my chance, if I had my shot, I would go get a trident. A trident I'd have got 10. Speaking of 10s, I was thinking maybe we could raid a place where skeletons grow or fall. Or skeletons know how to be stabbed so that we can retrieve their bones. So I thought, why don't we go and visit some folks' homes who have skeleton farms and, oh, I was going to say rate them for points, but then I thought maybe I could get this guy to shoot this creeper and it would be funny or disjoint. Nope. Nope. This is just not going well. Come on. Come on. Come on. What is so hard about this skeleton, man? Oh, dang it. Well, never mind. Giving up on that plan. And we will proceed to Ijevan's home, where there is a skeleton farm we can roam into and hopefully evaluate on some sort of point scale. You know, everybody's like, oh, I'm building this, I'm building that. But, you know, if there's going to be a bunch of people building skeleton farms all over the server, maybe we need a way... Oh, for some reason I thought that horse was some sort of monster. maybe we need someone objective to nomadically visit each skeleton farm and determine, like, how good it is, you know, with some sort of rubric. Now, some of you guys might remember the rubrics cube that I made to evaluate Mumbo's base in Hermitcraft Season 1. That was a big hit. So let's see. I think Jevin said this was the way. So we should probably start our grading now. So the entrance to Jevin's skeleton farm. Ooh, okay. It's got a slime in it. I think he should get extra points for that. Because it's squishy, and it's green, and it's fun. It's like GAC or one of those, you know, Nickelodeon toys from the 90s. And, you know, I did grow up as a small child in the 90s. And then later, a larger child. And then a teenager, I guess, by the end of the 90s. But core concept, this is a pretty cool entrance to a skeleton farm, unless I'm getting completely lost here. This is promising. Okay. So, from an entrance standpoint, Jevin is doing pretty well. Let's see, how fast do the monsters actually spawn? Do they spawn pretty quickly? Is this where I need to stand? Is there a switch? Sometimes with mob spawners, you have to stand there for a minute to let them kind of spin up. I don't hear any skeletal noises. But, look at this. This is already a chest full of arrows and bones. So, I think he should get some points for that alone. Although, maybe there's not a real skeleton farm here. Maybe this is an elaborate prop. Oh, no! I should have never doubted you, Jevin. Good thing you're not online. Because you would have seen me doubt whether or not this actually produced skeletons. Actually, I knew for a fact that it did, because I visited the skeleton farm before to get some of the bone meal for my glass and concrete powder. But you know what? Okay. Let's just take in all the details. In terms of, like, features, this skeleton farm has an enchanting station. It has chests and furnaces, you know, so you can cook stuff while you're over here. It has hoppers and a place that you can stand where you won't get shot by skeletons. These are all pretty good. Okay. So, on the whole, just in terms of convenience and ease of use, access, location, I think that this is a pretty good farm. You know what I should do? I should leave some sort of review. Do I have enough wood to make a sign? I have a single sign. Here's what we're going to do. Jevin's skeleton. Rated 64 bones by @JoeHills. So boom, Jevin coming out of this with a really strong lead. He has 64 bones in terms of his skeleton farm evaluation. Currently, everybody else, Asuma, Wellsnot, you know how many bones they have? No bones about them. But we are going to go evaluate their farms shortly. I don't know if they're going to live up to the hype. I don't know if they're going to have slimes that hop down on, you know, stone, making noise, and, I don't know, bringing joys. Because honestly, 9 slime balls, I can make a leash for a donkey now. Which is not something anybody else's skeleton farm has let me do yet. But, I mean, granted, I don't have any string. So if there's string in a chest randomly in either of those other 2 remaining farms, that might be the decider. Let's go ahead and continue on our way. Time skip! Hey, look at this. I can make noises by hitting these. It's kind of interesting. Boom, check that out. This whole farm looks a little bit more natural now. Or less natural. Either way, I actually need to grab some of this wood. Can I use this wood to make things? Good, because I need a boat. We're just going to gently replace this with some inconspicuous glass. Nobody'll ever know the difference. Or they'll think like maybe Doc M was doing this to make it like cool and modern. So, good job, Doc M. That looks amazing. Okay, where were we going? To make a boat. Time skip. Oh, wow, there's a little purple house now. And some blue stuff. Wait, is that purple house the shulker box house that Python was setting up? Can I go buy a shulker box? That'll totally change my nomadic existence by allowing me to continue being nomadic, but with less complaints. Let's see, what are the costs here? Undyed shulker boxes, 8 diamonds each, 2 for 15. Goodness gracious alive, he actually still has some left in stock. It's like it just says, Joe, aye. This is a deal. Do I have that many diamonds? I don't know if I do. Well, luckily these undyed shulker boxes are cheaper. You know what? Okay, we gotta continue. Focus. Oh no, the sun's going down. We have got to get to the next skeleton farm if we want to evaluate it before the sun goes down and all the monsters kill us. Now, I heard this next skeleton farm is somewhere past this enchantment station Will's built. He says if you made a line... Actually, no, don't make a line. They extend infinitely in both directions. Anyway, if you made a ray that started or originated at this enchantment station and then continued on a linear path with a point that went through Rendog's restaurant, that ray would then continue. There's Rendog's restaurant. That ray would continue until it struck Wells Knight's enchantment station. No, skeleton farm. Yes, it originated at the enchantment station. So we're gonna go woo this way. This ray of sunshine is mine to find a skeleton house with. Maybe that's it, but that's kind of not entirely linear, so let's travel a bit. Yeah, it's probably that one. Alrighty, so we've got this very cleverly barked house. Let's see if this is indeed it. Skeleton farm entrance. Okay, so Wells Knight's skeleton farm. It had good directions, but then again, so did Jevons. Both of them provided me with written instructions for how to get here. This is a really nice entrance. Takes advantage of locally sourced materials, which admittedly so did Jevons' little stone thing. That was nice too. Ooh, I like this tunnel. It says, Joe, you've arrived, but into a transitional space. So maybe the most important part of the journey is not the arrival, it's the continuous arriving. Don't stop arriving. Hold on to your thriving. Standing on the crafting table will trigger spawns. Okay, I like that it tells me exactly where to stand, because with an unfamiliar crafting or spawning chamber, you're not going to know. We've got, these don't seem to be any sort of automatically fed chests. These seem to be just like what people sort things into. Oh, but that pulls out of there. I do like these fancy decorations on that. That's cool. That's very interesting. So, and then if you come back here, I guess these are for... Ooh, look at all this armor. I kind of want to take a lot of this armor and just decorate some of the stands in the Ministry of Truth. But you know what? Not a good time for that. Oh, hey, there we go. Some guys have already started spawning. You can just kind of come in here, start slaying them. They're just dropping bones and arrows too. Oh yeah, now that I've got a bunch of arrows, I should probably carry a bow on me. Dang it, I knew there was a reason I didn't shoot those monsters earlier. Well, now, what I will say is while this space is pretty great for, you know, just storing stuff, like this vastly exceeds Jevons' storage capacity, what it does not do, it doesn't enchant me. You know, I'm not like walking around being like impressed by like beautiful square cube slime things past obsidian and veins of redstone. Like this definitely feels man-made, which has good and bad things about it. Jevons' structure was kind of not a conglomeration of the natural and the supernatural and the I would say sapien natural. What would you say a humanistic? I would say Jevons' build constructed a humanistic interface between the natural elements of the caves and the supernatural elements of the spawners. This feels like I'm in the bottom of a very long, strangely constructed wooden ship. You know, there's no exposed stone. It's just like, I don't know. It's strange. I'm gonna have to think about this for a little bit. But you know, why don't we go ahead and leave a nice sign saying, giving Wells credit for it. Wells' Skelly Farm. Rated 6 out of 7 trapdoors by @JoeHills. Done. Boom. You know, Wells, maybe you can get that 7th trapdoor one day. You know, it's not my job as a critic to tell you how to find room for improvement. But you know what? This is a beautiful room, and you have an incredible imagination. So I'll leave it as an exercise to you, the Wells Night viewer, my helmeted friend, to always push yourself. You know, maybe this would have been a 7 out of 7 experience, because, like, I was thinking about it, it's safer than IG Evans in that there's nowhere for monsters to, like, sneak up on you from behind. Like, IG Evans caves and stuff, there's stuff spawning back there. Those slime monsters could have came and got me at any time. Look at this. This is a shelter from any storm. But you know what? Life isn't all about being sheltered either, you know? It's not, Wells. So I hope you continue to push yourself, and good luck to you, sir, in all your future endeavors. Finally, I think we're going to proceed on to Asuma's skeleton farm. Why don't we head there now? As we proceed to Asuma's base, I just wanted to take a second to stop and look at this. This is, I don't know, I'm really happy with how zigguratty this is coming out. Zigguratty structure, I gotta leave you in my wake, because though you may dream of me completing you one day, the sea calls now, and it says ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 and I say, see, just wait a second, I'll pick up the phone when I have time, and I say, see, now you better look here, I gotta scale a cliff, although night is near, and I'm near Asuma's base, and I don't know how secure a place it is. Gonna get killed by a creeper. Sweet dreams. Thank you, Cub fan, you saved my life. Thank you, Cub fan. You saved my knife from having to pierce the monster's hides. Anyway, we've been searching far and wide for Asuma's base. This place. Yay. Anyway, here we are in Asuma's base. Let's see. This skeleton farm is definitely weirder than all the others. I don't know how to make the skeletons spawn. I saw another door over here. Maybe the equipment. In terms of the entrance, I'm going to say that this is less impressive. He clearly does have the storage for the skeleton bones and the arrows figured out. He's got a shulker box, and a bunch of pieces of paper, a bunch of, wow, turtle eggs like crazy. What's down here? Probably don't need to go to the nether. Hopefully this doesn't kill us. Yay. Let's see, if we continue this way, is there any sign? Maybe I wasn't standing in the right place to make the skeletons spawn. Does anybody see a good place to make skeletons spawn from? You know, Asuma, you might be disappointing. Joe Hills today. You know, Asuma, you might be disappointing. Joe Hills fans, oh hey. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Although saying that stuff makes me wanna vomit sometimes. It's clinically proven to be statistically useful to actually ask people to click subscribe. Okay, I can't sing like that, because it hurts my brain. You guys should only, like, watch videos or subscribe and like them if you actually like them. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, in the meantime, we're going to just continue going through all of Asuma's base here until we find the skeleton spawner. The skeleton spawner that was promised. Okay, so that looks like a baby spider spawner. Let's not go over there. Is this it? Did we actually manage to find Asuma's skeleton spawner? What is this? There's chests, and there's clearly oh, we did it, guys! So where do the skeletons go? They go down there. Okay. So how does this work? Okay, there's a ladder. I was thinking we were going to have to dock him some points for having a terrible skeleton spawner that I didn't understand how it worked. And instead, well, I still don't understand how it works. I mean, clearly this is a skeleton spawner, but how do I punch the skeletons with my sword? Like, the water is going to carry them somewhere. In theory, if I'm going to hit them, do they drop in right here? Is that the idea? Do I stand right here and then... Dang it. Because the only thing that makes sense is for them to flow onto this. Oh, you know what? That room had a big light on the middle of it. Maybe we need to remove the light to turn the thing on. No. Clearly they will spawn on their own. Okay, so he went down there. Okay. I like this experience. It's up close, it's personal. All the skeletons are combined into one space, which is interesting because of mob packing rules. Very cool. So in theory, their arrows are just getting dumped in there. Somehow he collected a lot of really good stuff from some skeletons earlier, it appears. But I would get the impression that this is maybe about to be expanded. So, you know what? We're going to give him a tentative score of Asuma's Skelly Farm. VII out of X. Wow. Okay, so that's 3 contenders, all scoring around the 70 percentile, you know, and it's hard to say whose farm is really the best. I think, personally, objectively you've seen the scores. Mathematically, you know who's ahead. But on a personal level, I think that I would personally find myself using Ijevan's farm the most. It's the most convenient to get to for me, personally. And, I don't know, there's just something, like, walking down these tunnels in Azuma's place is okay, but, like, they feel so confined, man. You know? Whereas Jevon's tunnels, man, that guy knows how to open up a tunnel. So, I don't know if you guys watch Ijevan. He's been a hermit on the server for a long time. But, you know, you should check him out. Also, Wells Knight and Asuma Void, also hermits for a while. Good folks. Good folks all. You know, we have a lot of fun here on Hermitcraft, but please don't misconstrue any of my good-natured ribbon as any sort of serious derision of any of these fellas. But let's go ahead and be on our way. Now that we've picked up some bones, did I actually pick up bones? Good. Okay, if I went all that way and forgot to get bone meal for my ziggurat, I'd feel really dumb. But anyway, let's go ahead and head back upside, top side, on the flip side. Okay, this bubble pillar of Asuma's maybe should get him an extra point. Maybe I should have given him, like, VIII out of X points. Ah! Okay, that part of the design I disapprove of. You lost your extra point, Asuma. It's back to VIII out of X. Okay. So, you fly up the bubble pillar here, and then you don't hop into the hole. And it works a lot better. Well, I do like that he provides an ender chest. I'm going to keep my kelp there, you know? So easy to run out of kelp if you don't keep track of it. That's why people invented banks, you know? You want to get your kelp insured, too. So I don't know if this was my boat. I think it looks like my boat. Or maybe my boat's over there. Enjoy my boat, Asuma. I took yours. Man, there's just going to be boats everywhere the longer the server goes on. I might have to do a boat cleanup tour, where I just go see how many boats I can retrieve in 25 minutes. That could actually be really fun. But yeah, let's see. There's our first glimpse of the ziggurat. I almost want to clear out some of this kelp so you can see the lower layers in the distance more. Should I do that real quick? Okay, so luckily I've got my respiration helm. And I got my sword. So we can just kind of swim around in here in the general direction toward the structure. Just hewing and hemming and hawing. Just slicing and blading and sawing. And then it'll all be better for when... No, dang it, I just rhymed with when. Time out, I give up. Okay. Wow, that's not more impressive at all. There's just too much kelp in the ocean. Okay. Wow, it's gonna take a while to retrieve all this. But that's okay, because we are here to have fun and play video games. And a lot of video games is picking up things that are innately meaningless, but if you get enough of them, you feel like you accomplished something. And this is a lot of kelp, so I feel like I established or accomplished a lot this episode. Dang it, I'm out of space for more kelp. There we go. Dang it, I'm going to have to go back to that ender chest bank and deposit all this. It's going to add a whole bunch of time to my trip. But core concept, you can kind of see the ziggurat a little better. A little bit. Okay, check that out. Yeah, there we go. Once we get this front wall in, it'll look even better. Might even do a window there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for all your wonderful suggestions, including that I should have a dock over here. I love that suggestion. I am currently thinking what I'm going to do with that is have the dock project out and kind of come up with like a ramp down or something here. I'm still working out the details, because unfortunately a ton of drowned spawn right here, and I suspect that the drowned would just walk up the dock and kill people who are using the Ministry of Truth. So I might need to fence in the dock somehow with like gates or something at the bottom. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today on this wonderful exploration of skeletal cultivation for mass industrialization of bone meal accumulation. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.